I want to tell y'all something real quick. I remember when I was in like my early 20s, you know, went to this HBCU called St. Augustine's College in Raleigh, North Carolina. And it was this black bookstore that was right down the street, you know, and I used to go to it. And I learned a lot, you know, as far as the books that I read from that bookstore. I learned a lot about myself as well as, you know, just the black plight, you know, what we've been through and the great leaders that, you know, have came before me, you know. And, you know, I was on my black, you know, power thing, you know, during that time. And I really thought, you know, my naive self really thought that, you know, there was going to be a revolution, you know, that black people had had enough. You know, we was going to fight the man, fight the system, and all the rest of that stuff. And throughout the years, you know, I joined the cult called the United Nubian Nation of Moors. You know, I've been through different, you know, black organizations, whether it was the Five Percenters, you know, study a little bit, you know, as far as dealing with the Nation of Islam and what is it, the other ones out there? The people that the Moor science temples, the Moors, you know. And throughout all these years, man, I realized one thing that, and it's the truth, you know, that black organizations that was all about revolution, was all about fighting and trying to tear down, you know, the man's society and all the rest of that stuff, it's really full of it. Straight up. And it's not just the black organizations, it's the white ones too. It's the white ones too. Everyone's full of it. No. There would never be no revolution in America. You want to know why? Because black people, just as well as whites, are just overall, you know, black, brown, yellow. You know how they like calling us colors of the crayons, There'll never be a revolution because you gotta watch the football games on Sunday. You know, the NBA playoffs is, you know, on. The Knicks versus Boston Celtics is the game is on tonight or tomorrow. And if it's not that, then it's a series that you're looking at on Netflix or Amazon. If it's not that, you're going to a fancy restaurant, you know what I'm saying, to try out their food. If it's not that, you got a smoke session to go to. You want to smoke some weed, you going to the smoke shop to get some genetically modified cannabis. In other words, people are not disciplined. People are not disciplined. The average American is not disciplined. And they preoccupy their lives with foolishness. How do you expect to ever have a revolution when you're not organized, you're not disciplined, you're out of shape? Most of you all don't have a firearm, let alone, if you do, a legal one. And let's just say if you do have a legal one, it's very rare that you go to the range to practice on your aim, whether it's from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 yards on out. Most of you all can't run straight for a half a mile without running out of breath. So I don't believe in none of these so-called white militias and white supremacist groups and black organizations and all of these people that say they about the revolution and all the rest of that. And there's going to be a race war. It ain't going to be none of that. No race wars, no revolutions, or none of that stuff. Even in the time of day that we're living in, when jobs are being lost, where the price of food is going up, you would think that there'd be a revolution. You would think that people would just say, hey, listen, fuck this. I'm going out in the street and I demand change. And if it doesn't change, then guess what? I'm going to sit here until it does. Nah, that's not how it works. And that's the reason why I know this to be a fact. There'll never be a revolution. Because the average person wants their government to make changes for them. The average person that's religious wants their God, an unseen God at that, to make changes for them. And what the average American does when they do that is they take full responsibility off of their hands, the responsibility that's theirs off of their own hands, and places it inside of a politician's hands or unseen God hands. There'll never be a revolution. Ever. And I'm going to be real with you. Throughout all the years, this is just real. I wasted my goddamn time really believing in it being a revolution. Especially when it comes to blacks. Because there are more blacks that want to be part of the system rather than being not part of the system at all or being against it. Straight up. And this is something that we have to face. That not all black people want revolution. There are quite a few black people that are content where they're at. Not just blacks, but just overall, the average American person. They just want a few tweaks and, you know what I'm saying? They just want their government to change a few things. Mainly as far as dealing with the economy. Food prices. Once their government changes that, things will go right back to normal. People fall right back to sleep. All this ranting and raving that's on, social media nowadays, where people talking about something, we ain't gonna take this anymore. I'm losing my job. And I'm going to take the fight to Capitol Hill and all the rest of that stuff. All that shit will be a thing of the past. Because I know Americans. I know the American people. And they're really, they're sometimey. Sometimey on some revolution shit. Sometimey like talking that truth and wanting to believe it and do something about it. But most of the time, full of shit. That's real shit. Ain't nobody want no fucking revolution. Women gotta go get their hair done. Their nails done. Shit, if there is a revolution, motherfuckers are gonna... most of the American people will be doing while there's a revolution going on, and this is the real. You'll have smartphones out recording the shit. How you gonna have a revolution and you recording the shit? Straight up. And then, let's just say if American people were just, let's just say, organized enough to have a revolution. Once you see, I know that some of you all ain't really seen a tank before. You never really saw a tank before, but once you see a tank roll through your fucking community, everyone that talked that revolutionary shit will be at home like bitches. Straight up. That's real talk. Let Mr. Orange Man declare martial law and see how many people, American people, is going to go against that or disobey that shit. Just like I have zero faith in the American government, I have absolutely no faith in the American people. Straight up, don't get it twisted. I try to make videos in order to motivate and inspire people to have some balls. Speak up for yourself. Don't let nobody push you around. But I know this to be a fact. Most people are just that, pussy. That's real shit. You know, those same people that talk about revolution, you stop at stoplights and shit. When the damn light is red, you stop right at it. Most of y'all that talk about revolution, you obey all the laws, man-made laws at that. You're an outstanding citizen with 0 on your rap sheet or criminal record. And I'm not saying you have to be a criminal to be revolutionary. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, I'm saying when I pull your jacket, I don't see anything that you rebelled against. You were an extraordinary person while you was in school and have no problems. Never went to the principal's office. The principal never had to suspend you for 3 days, let alone 1. You never went to ISS, in-school suspension. So how in the world now you all revolutionary? Let's face it. People don't want that responsibility. Motherfuckers ain't trying to motherfucking get up and protest and do this and do that. First of all, like I said before and I say it again, you're not physically fit to be part of a revolution. Most of y'all motherfuckers can't go 2 hours without eating. Straight up. And that's just like cooked foods. You know, if there was fruits and vegetables there, you still couldn't last. I'm on day 16. Straight up. And I'm working out. How many people could do that? And don't tell me that's not part of the revolution. That's not part of a revolution, because it is. You have to be physically fit and in shape and disciplined. So during the revolution, you may miss about 2 or 3 meals. You may miss all of the meals in one day. You may have to fast 2 or 3 days. During the revolution, you may have to pick up one of your friends that was injured and put him across your back and walk with him across your back 2 miles on out to get to safety. Are you equipped and ready for that? During the revolution, it's true. You're still going to have kids. You're still going to have children and mothers and grandmothers and loved ones. So let's just say you do have food. That food is going to be given to the children and the mothers first. The women, the children and the women first. Then when it gets to you, the man, it may not be any left over. Maybe you may have to fast for a whole week and do nothing but drink water and nibble on a couple pieces of bread. Are you equipped? Are you ready for that? Are you mentally ready for that? And most Americans, especially men, aren't. Because nowadays, you're motherfucking spending your time painting your fucking fingernails. Get the fuck out of here, man. What revolution? Straight up. I was a fool when I was younger believing in that shit. And now I'm not. I laugh at the way that I used to think when I was in my 20s, talking about some revolution while I was smoking a cigarette and smoking weed and shit with some army fatigue pants on. Yeah, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mobb Deep had us crazy. Mobb Deep and all the rest of these motherfuckers. Boot Camp Click, all these motherfuckers that was in the 90s wearing fatigues and shit. Talking about there's a war going on outside nobody's safe from. But all these short motherfuckers wasn't equipped. They weren't ready. I know that to be a fact. That if it was Boot Camp, whether it was Boot Camp Clip, Mobb Deep, or any of these rappers, I know this to be a fact because most of these rappers that was wearing fatigues, army fatigues, and all the rest of that shit was in New York. And in New York, it's illegal for you to have a firearm. Now, if Boot Camp would have been from the South, and I saw it, and they were rapping, and I saw them going to the range and practicing and doing all that shit, then I would think something different. But these motherfuckers was just They just had to look. And I was one of them. Most motherfuckers don't know how to fish, don't know how to hunt. I could go on with this shit. So how you talking about a revolution and you can't even hunt for your own food and fish and do the things that in order to be sufficient? Because there ain't gonna be no grocery stores during the revolution. You can't just say, hey, yo, hey, wait, stop. Stop this revolution. I gotta run Harris Teeter, Key Food, Pathmark, Publix, Lowe's, Kroger's, whatever else grocery store to get a few items. That's not how this shit works. That's not how this shit works. You know, in the military, they get an army rations. What you think you gonna get? They give them powdered fucking, what is it? Powdered mashed potatoes and powdered food and shit where they dehydrated food. Where, you know, you pour water on the shit and then it hydrates and then it becomes food and shit. And, come on. What we doing here? So fucking revolution. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody's prepared for no revolution. No one. Even down to the most melanin recessive being that you could find in the South, whether it's in South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, ain't none of these motherfuckers ready. None of them. None of them. The first, I guarantee you, I don't give a fuck what color you are. Straight up, I guarantee you, the minute you see a fucking tank come down your goddamn street, the minute you see fighter jets plural, flying over your head, it don't even have to be fighter jets. It could be what do they, I forgot what they call them. It's a bunch of drones and shit. It's like 80 of them shit. They don't even have to. This is my word. That's why I know that it ain't gonna be no revolution. If it is, it's gonna be like done that quick. Because now they have digidogs and drones, man digidogs and man drones. And no, ain't no telling what else, what other technology the military has. Because that's what's going to happen. When, you know, Americans want to start a revolution. The U.S. military is going to come in. So yeah, man, I'm glad I gave that shit up. Straight up. And I advise all you youngsters, you young black men that are caught up, you reading the ISIS papers. What are the other books? I forgot. You know, they came from before Columbus. All of these black books, they're good. They're great books. Don't get it twisted. The autobiography of Malcolm X. You know, Behold a Pale Horse. That's an old ass book. I read it when it first came out. All of these books, man. Don't allow those books to get you charged up. And you walk out this motherfucker talking about some revolution. Especially, don't go out there and get online talking about some revolution and how you gonna unalive the pigs and all the rest of that shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you're gonna find yourself in some fucking trouble. You see, we got away with doing that shit. Because there wasn't no internet and wasn't this and that and so forth. Nowadays, you say some shit like that, they're going to call you they're going to label you as a homegrown terrorist. You don't want that on your tag. Because you're going to get all sorts of alphabet boys knocking at your door. And it ain't going to be that community that you think is going to be knocking at your door. I ain't talking about the elemental P's. I'm talking about the CIA, the FBI, and the list goes on. Real shit. And for all you country bunking motherfuckers that think you know what I'm saying, you're talking about how the Democrats did that, the liberals got us in this situation and all the rest of this, and we gonna march down Capitol Hill this time, we gonna do it right and all of that. Be my guest, you Winston-Salem smoking motherfuckers. That drink Coors Light and what else? I don't know what other fucking beers you melanin recessive motherfuckers drink. That's down dead dirty in the South. You know what I'm saying? You shooting motherfucking beer cans and shit, and you think just because you can shoot an AR-15, you know, and hit the bullseye from 1,500 feet away, you good? Nah. You're not. If the South ain't breeding a bunch of terminalist motherfuckers, and have you never seen terminalists? Take a look at it. We talk about Navy SEALs, Special Forces motherfucker. If the South ain't breeding that, and it got to be a bunch of them, not just a handful, not just one or two people. If they not breeding those type of motherfuckers, I suggest that you pipe the fuck down. Because don't nobody want no revolution. Can't wear my... Oh, shit. You can't wear Air Jordans to a revolution, my nigga. Straight up. You can't. You can't dish snuff while you in a revolution. Can't. That's real shit, man. Can't stop and watch NASCAR while there's a revolution. Man, I'm telling you, man, I swear to you, man, human beings, people, there's a difference. People are fucking hilarious. That's the reason why I said, fuck it. I'm going to go out there into the wilderness and just do my own thing. Straight up. Because people are hilarious, man. Ain't nobody serious about shit. Straight up. Stop it. Stop it with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know good and goddamn well, y'all ain't about no fucking revolution. And that's real talk. You know deep inside your mind, you ain't about no goddamn revolution. So all you fucking dirty South motherfuckers, and I'm talking about both colors, yo, go fucking throw some pulled pork on a grill, make some pulled pork, some potato salad, macaroni and cheese. Cook some deer, some shit, I don't fucking know. And discuss some shit else. Cause ain't nobody about no fucking revolution. Straight up. And that's real talk. The closest thing that you'll see the Americans be involved with when it comes to a revolution is some shit that they looking at, they go into the movies to look at. Some shit on Netflix or some shit. I remember a couple years back, they came out with that movie, The Civil War. I forgot what it's called. You know what I'm saying? That's the closest motherfucking revolution that people will ever have, especially Americans. Motherfuckers ain't serious. Niggas ain't serious about that shit. You ain't about that life. And that's real talk. You rather look on motherfucking TV and the movies and see that shit rather than experience it. That's real shit. Because if you really was about that shit, there would have been a revolution a long time ago. A long, long time ago. You had ample enough time. But you know what? During that time, I'm not laughing with you all. I'm laughing at you all. And that's a difference. During that time, Marvel movies came out. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what, there will be a revolution. I'll take that back. When niggas stop selling cigarettes, beer, porno flicks, chicken. When McDonald's shut down. When the liquor store closes. And I'm talking about across the board. I'm talking about all races. Niggas, we're not going to take it. We have a right to poison ourselves. The fucking revolution. Get the fuck out of here, man. Other than that, man, I'm out.